127 here, bringing Fairy Tale Chapter 361, The Two Bombs. So the chapter begins with Mikero running away for his life, with Jackal going to chase after him. But he is stopped by Lucy and Wendy, and it's their turn to fight back. So Wendy uses the Sky Dragon's roar, but it was negated by Jackal's explosions. So Lucy decides to summon Scorpio and uses the Sandbuster technique, but just like the Sky Dragon's roar, it was negated by the explosions. Jackal decides to take the time to say that his magic isn't really magic, but it is a curse. It seems that all the members in Tartarus uses curses instead of magic. I'm not sure what's the difference with curses and magic. Maybe with curses there is no limit, unlike using magic, because when it comes to mages they have a certain limit for their magic. Jackal uses a technique called Exploding Spiral, where it summons this spiral-like explosion on Lucy and Wendy. With those two taken down, Jackal decides to chase after Mikero. Lucy and Wendy are not out, even though they have succumbed to some serious injuries from the explosion. Lucy is going to try to stop Jackal, while Wendy tries to heal Natsu. Meanwhile in the town, Mikero is begging people to help save him, and the townspeople, apparently they're aware of the explosions. I'm not exactly sure where exactly this is occurring in the town, but if they have seen these explosions, the first thing they would do most likely is to take cover, run away from the explosions. But no, they see these explosions and they just continue on with their regular lives like it's nothing. I mean, seriously, they're freaking explosions. Anyway, Mikero asks one guy to help him find a place to hide because he's being hunted down, but the person was a bit confused, not knowing what the hell was going on, and then Mikero yells at him saying that he's a former Magic Council member and that he's protected all their lives up until now, and it's his turn to protect him. Yeah, I've actually done some digging on Mikero, and it seems that we've actually seen him before many chapters ago. He was one of the council members that agreed to launch the Etherion on the Tower of Paradise. Granted, it was Sagrind, aka Jalal, that came up with the idea. Mikero was one of the council members that agreed to this. And ever since the events happened in Tower of Paradise, the Magic Council had to be reformed. Granted, it hasn't been decided whether Mikero decided to leave. But we learned that the former council members were former members that agreed with the Etherion. Not just Mikero, but also two others, Belno and Leiji. So it kind of begs the question whether these three were either fired or they decided to leave. What has Mikero done to actually protect them? Granted, they're the Magic Council, they're like the law and order of magic, but honestly, I just don't like the guy. Anyway, Jackal has found Mikero, and okay, is it just me, or in this one panel here, it looks like that Mikero just farted. Anyway, Mikero still tries to tell him that he doesn't know anything, even though we know that he knows about faith, and he tries to get out of there by swimming in the river, saying that he just wanted to spend the rest of his days in peace with his grandchild. And yet, Jackal told him that he left behind his grandchild and ran away. Wow, you know you screwed up when an evil demon who's trying to kill you tells you what you've done wrong. Now, granted, I know that he was trying to run for his life, but he was kind of a dick not considering his grandchild and left her behind. Now, Lucy managed to catch up, but before she can do anything, she got caught on a landmine. And if she moves, the landmine will explode. Maybe that's how he was able to make those buildings explode. Probably because of landmines or something. Oh, and the townsfolk? What do? They just stand around there doing nothing, just watching. Okay, granted, if there was a commotion going on, obviously we would go see what's going on, but seriously, they see explosions happening. You see mages fighting. They just do nothing instead of, getting out of there. With Jackal, instead of, doing his job and killing the old man, he decides to play a little game. Taking a page out of the Dark Knight, he traps Mikero and this one random woman inside these bomb orbs. Lucy has to pick one person who gets to live, and the person she doesn't pick gets to die. And if she does anything or move at all, the landmine that she's on will detonate, killing everybody in the town once it explodes. Wow, Jackal is a dick. I mean, the only reason why he was doing this was because he sees humans as nothing but playthings like toys. So Lucy has to pick either Mikero, a former council member who probably has information about what Tartarus is after, the white inheritance, aka Faith, or this poor woman who happens to be pregnant. Also, she has 10 seconds to decide. I can understand Lucy's dilemma at the moment, but with Mikero, he's acting more of a freaking dick. He's not helping with his case here. He's saying things like, I'm a former council member, the weight of our lives are on a completely different scale. I have more to offer this world, you shouldn't even think twice about it. So who does Lucy pick? Nobody, because Natsu comes right in and elbows Jackal in the face.
In the face! In the face!
And with that, the landmine and the bomb orbs disappear. So if you elbow Jackal in the face, the bombs are gone. Well, maybe it's because his curses need a lot of focus, and if he gets distracted or gets hit and loses that focus, maybe that's why the bombs disappeared. I think. Well, at least the hostages are all right. I can't believe it. I'm saved. I pulled through. Hallelujah. It's a miracle. Ow. You know what? I'm actually glad Natsu punched him in the head, because Mikero was starting to get really annoying. So anyway, even though Natsu elbowed Jackal in the face, he still got marked by Jackal's explosion curses. However, it seems that Natsu was able to understand how it worked. So he makes this weird face and the explosion happens and he looks like that now, and that's where the chapter ends. No, I'm not kidding. I have no idea what the hell Natsu did. Maybe he either ate the explosion the instant it activated, or he probably used his Fire Dragon Slayer magic to negate it. But I think it might be explained next week. I don't really know what the hell happened. So yeah, that was Fairy Tail chapter 361. What did I think? Well, beginning to the middle part was incredibly good. I mean, there was a lot of tension at the middle part where Jackal had to make Lucy decide to save either this innocent woman or Mikero, a former council member. Although I just don't get why he would just continue on with the objective and actually kill the old man instead of decide to play a little game. Now that we learned that Tartarus's magic isn't really magic but curses, which makes sense since these are demons that came from Zaref's book, it still begs the question, what's the difference between curses and magic? Next week will be the continuation between Natsu and Jackal. Looks like they're gonna have another rematch, but the way Natsu is looking right now, it looks like that he might be able to take on another explosion or two until he is fully out for real this time. I don't know how the hell he managed to survive that one. Maybe he ate the explosion the instant it happened, or he used his fire to negate it or something. But knowing that Natsu has figured out the trick, even though I don't know when he figured out the trick, probably when he was unconscious on the ground while Wendy was healing him. So knowing that he knows the trick, obviously it seems that Natsu is going to win this fight. But I will be optimistic of how this fight will go. This fight might go really, really well, and who knows, maybe Jackal, even if he does lose, maybe he'll be able to escape or pull off some cool new explosion curses or something. I mean, I'm still being optimistic here since the beginning part of Tartarus arc has started off really well, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens next week to see how this goes. But I will say this, the chapter I thought was good from beginning to middle. However, the end, I'm not sure, but I still think the chapter was good overall. The ending was a bit baffling to me, however. And I knew that Hiromashima wasn't actually going to kill off one person throughout those two ticking time bombs. But then again, if it did go like that, that means Fairy Tail would have gotten incredibly darker than usual. But I highly doubt that Fairy Tail will go into that route. But hey, I could be wrong here because this arc has just started and things might go a bit differently than usually. So as I said before, next week's chapter will continue off with Natsu versus Jackal. I'm going to give this fight probably a chapter or two in order to be completed because I still want to know what happens with the 3 remaining formal council members and who in Fairy Tail have been assigned to protect each one. So I'm going to give this fight a chapter or two in order for this to be done. Most likely Natsu is going to win, and unless Jackal pulls off some new unique curse. But if he doesn't, that means he will either lose or he will probably escape. So yeah, that is Fairy Tail Chapter 361. Tell me, guys, what do you think about this week's chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Any ideas of what Natsu did in order to survive that explosion, or what Jackal's weakness was? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe for more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that was Fairy Tail Chapter 361. Natsu vs. Jackal will continue next week, and it seems that Natsu might be able to win. I'm Lunar Smile 127, and I will see you guys later. Bye.